Ooh, what's this? Is this a unique incubator or a premium incubator as it was back in the day? Yes, please. I'm gonna take that. But hello and welcome back to another video of Jurassic World Alive. And today we're starting off very, very nicely with a premium incubator. Oh, Ceratosaurus. Okay, not bad. Was that the only thing you could get? Hold on, I needed to check this out. Okay, no, you guys. Okay, if anything, I got the better prize. But yeah, we're in update 3.15. Things are looking good. We got a new event going on where you can catch Sauroliths or Sauroliths, I think it is. Sorry, no, Saurolith, so you can get Beckel Jara, because that's just come out now recently as well. Oh yes, please give me that reward, $100, because I need that. I'm poor as shit. But yeah, update 3.15. This is looking pretty good. Oh my god, dude, I got so much to talk about. So much has gone around in the Jurassic World, the game community, Jurassic World Alive, and the YouTube community. Because, yes, very, very bad things have happened. And I want to talk about that now. The first thing being YouTube's bullshit age verification system, right? Now, I'm not the first to talk about this. I think a majority of the platform has voiced their opinions on it. And it's a change that has gone live yesterday, right? It's a change that basically tries to use AI to infer whether or not you are under 18 or not. And of course, many people were pissed off about this because it doesn't matter what you set your account age to. You could have set it to 1835, and if the AI, not a real human, AI detects that you could be under 18, then essentially, to put it lightly, they're gonna drone strike you and you lose a lot of permissions. And I think a lot of people have also kind of lost access to my videos. I mean, I've gotten two people telling me hey, have you privated this video or unlisted? I'm like, what? Oh, hold on, I'm getting an email. Oh, I'm getting a call. Why? For work. Okay, you know what? Worst time to do this. Hold on. God damn it. All right, I'm back. So basically, this is the next day, and what you're seeing now is obviously a clip of the next day because yesterday I was ranting. But yeah, so YouTube's bullshit age verification system has gone out, and this is not something that anybody's happy for because you lose a lot of features basically off of an inference that AI would make, right? And I know a lot of people, myself included, like watching shows that we used to watch back then. I'm gonna admit I watch Wild Kratts, Lab Rats sometimes here and there, Octonauts, shows that I hold dear and true to my heart, right? And I can't watch that anymore time to time because, if I'm doing something on the laptop, I gotta handle, something work related, I'll have that on in the background just as noise, and I'm just yeah, okay, I can fuck with that. We get to go on an adventure and watch a moray eel rip a couple of fish apart. But now I can't watch any of this because YouTube might think that I, an adult, am not an adult, even though I am. So it's so weird that we have YouTube Kids, a platform for kids, and that is just being completely overshadowed. Especially with the whole dislike feature, COPPA that happened a couple years ago, where if you have a video that is not made for kids but it is for kids, you get fined $42,000 or up to $42,000. All of that made to protect kids when we have a whole platform for that, and now it begs the question what the hell are parents doing now? Parents, you should be monitoring your kids, not letting the iPad do it for you. And now it's just, there's a whole GoFundMe petition, or not a GoFundMe, but a petition to sign so that YouTube can overturn this. And it's a whole debacle on it. I mean, I think Penguin Zero made a video on it, and a couple of other people as well. Internet Anarchist, I think, or Archive. They've also made a video on it explaining the situation. Much better than I am. But the other issue I wanted to bring up was Jurassic World Alive, right? So, as you may know, I was suspended until further notice because of a certain video I made a couple weeks ago basically bringing up Ludia's issues. And because of that, they suspended me. So now I need to ask you guys, right? What can I do to bring you the content? Because obviously the format I would follow is, giving a brief rundown of the creature at the beginning of the video, then adding like some gameplay at the end, right? Live gameplay where I myself experience the creature, because of course the game, if you guys don't know, the gameplay is recorded before the actual showcase, the analysis bit itself. So what I was thinking is we have the corporal, stats of the creature at the beginning, sector 1, then we go into sector 2, and then sector 3 I can maybe have animated, simulations, which I think is pretty cool, because they didn't tell me that I couldn't do that. They just said you are not allowed to use any footage and you are suspended, right? So how can I make a video if I don't have any footage, correct? So, and it's a little bit of a loophole, and if I get banned for this, it's going to be really funny. But, you guys seem to really like the special videos, and by special ones, I mean the one that, the Gigantic nerf, the 2 buff videos that I made, and Morgan Rex 2.0. So, the trade-off is, you get a video that is potentially a week or 2 early. You get a little bit more insider information that I normally wouldn't share on the live video, and it's just something more thought out, right? Versus a video that comes out on time, shows gameplay, and then a little bit of a rundown on the stats. So that's kind of where my dilemma runs through. I don't know really what you guys would like more, so I don't even know when I'm going to post this, but obviously I'm trying to get ready for Titanotholus. It's, I won't be able to post it. So now, going into the next couple weeks, Rebirth Spinosaurus, where Spinosaurus Gen 4, I think, is coming out. I want you guys to let me know what you think would be the best, because I obviously still want to showcase this stuff for you, but I can't in the traditional sense. So do let me know what you think. I think that this change could potentially be good if done right, but I just want your guys' opinion. Obviously, that's it, right? But I got so many things I want to talk about, right? Tangent aside, we are preparing for Titanotholus. We are preparing for Rebirth. We are preparing for Jara. So a lot of creatures I'm preparing for. I'm preparing just for Denomimus as well, or the hybrid that's supposedly coming out due to the data mines. So preparing for a lot. I'm darting. I'm back on the game a little bit more active than I was just a couple weeks ago, because I was on holiday, and oh my god, the crash outs there were hilarious. I got some clips in the next couple days, I guess, that would be coming out of me in the PvP, just essentially playing with the heart rate monitor, because every time I'd make a move, I would just spaz out and just be my arm. It was fun. Sunburns hurt. I didn't know they hurt that much, right? But they are painful. So yeah, I just wanted to say, we're preparing for this stuff. I'm excited. But do let me know your thoughts down below. I think that there is a ton to come from this. And I'm also going to talk about Jurassic World the game a little bit in the next coming clips. So sit back, relax, and enjoy those segments. So, where do I start? Basically, with all the Rebirth hype, both games are in pretty good standings at the moment, I'd say. Let's just start with Jurassic World the game, because I don't think I've talked about it much on the channel. I've hinted at it, and I really do want to bring that series back on the channel. But, oh my god, is Jurassic World the game in probably one of the best, if not the best positions it's ever been in, alright? So many cool creatures are in the game, and obviously I've missed out on a couple, but there are some that I'm definitely not missing out on, right? So, I guess first things first, we've got probably one of the coolest things I have seen thus far in JWTG, right? Rebirth Spino. This, if you don't know, a couple years back, or rather many years ago, probably around 7 years ago, there was a small glitch where if you went into the aquatic zone, did a battle, loaded it, conceded, then loaded into the visitor center, your dinosaur would be underwater. So you would, for instance, have an Indominus Rex underwater fighting a Megalodon, right? That was very cool. And with this change, it actually looks like you're going to be able to do that. Because with Rebirth Spino, it has a new sort of like rarity, I guess, or like a tier. So it is carnivore, it is a carnivorous creature, but it's also an aquatic. So it's a semi-aquatic creature, and it's the first of its kind, which I think is so damn awesome that they've decided to do this after God knows how many years. And I just need to praise Ludia for that. Just, you guys did such a cool job cooking on this concept. And it does look like it is going to be a surface level creature, so I don't know if you are strong against like reefs and weak against caves. I think that's what the case is, but dude, the animations for this look so good. I know they stripped it from Jurassic World Alive, right? But I can't wait for the Rebirth Spino to come into this game as well, because based off of the moves I'm seeing here on the change log, or rather the data mines, it looks very, very strong. And because of everything, I think this is going to be a purely fierce creature, right? I'm not seeing any like deceleration moves. I'm not seeing any, BS with healing. It's just a by the books fierce creature, which I am super excited to see. I've grown a liking to the Rebirth Spino. I think it's a very cool looking take on the animal, but it's the Jurassic World the game iteration of it that I think is just so damn awesome. Like, it's got, you can fight with it underwater. That's just so cool. We can finally have like these semi-aquatic animals that can fight both inland on water. That's amazing, right? And they've also introduced Hydra Boa into the game, which was very, very strong, but then they decided to nerf it, right? But then they contradicted themselves when they just added Spinotops and Quetzalcoatl into the game. A super rare, not a super rare, a super hybrid herbivore and pterosaur, right? And these guys have like 20,000 health and like 7,000 attack. So that's nuts. At this point, just buff Indoraptor, dog. Just give the Indoraptor a little bit of love, right? It's got like the weakest attack now. It was the creature with the most attack in the game for many, many years, and now it's just been dethroned. So, I mean, I think it's very unique that they're doing these sort of takes on these animals. But the big thing was Distortus Rex was also introduced into the game. And it looks like it's a new rarity. It doesn't look like a boss creature. It doesn't look like a super hybrid, but it has its own like red coloring. So I don't know if this is now going to be a boss hybrid. I don't know, because it's got that red coloring, but it just doesn't have that like the bling that the super hybrids have, or rather stuff like Megalosevia, Spinotops, and Quetzalcoatl. But I don't know, like, if I were to make a guess, and this is a really wacky, wild guess, all right, I think it might be a hybrid. If we want to play ball, if we want to play with the notion that this is indeed a boss hybrid, it might be a hybrid between Scorpius Rex Gen 2 and the Omega 09, right? That's my take on it. I know it's very, very wild, but I don't know. There's just something about that profile picture that screams boss hybrid. It's just a much more red. It doesn't have that bling to it. It has that like fire. So unless they're adding like boss hybrids now into the game, that's going to be nuts. And hell, the fact that we now have like these super hybrids in the game that use up already the best creatures in the game, but now, I mean, obviously they're OP, right? You're using a level, Jesus Christ, that was a lot of attack. You're using like level 40 Udon, for example, right? Something that's supposed to be the best of the best. And now that's going to be turning into something more good. And I shudder to think what a Udon hybrid would have. I know we're talking too much about Jurassic World the game and a not Jurassic World the game video, but the game has just been cooking lately. Like, they've been doing a tremendous job on their game. And it just kind of seems like they're catching up with Jurassic World Alive now. Like, they've been putting out consistently good changes in Jurassic World the game. And in terms of Jurassic World Alive, it seems like they're doing that as well now, because there was something that I wanted to bring up with the new arena system. So, there are checkpoints and permanent checkpoints. And what I understood was that this was a way for players, or rather droppers, to not affect you, right? So what I understood, correct me if I'm wrong, but based on the changes, when they say like checkpoint, you have like 9 more checkpoints to go. After that certain limit, like let's say you hit 5,500 and then you hit like 5,700, for example, right? do you lock at 5,700 and you're no longer able to go down, or like what are we doing here? Because if that's what they're doing, I think that is a very good way of balancing matches, right? I think that is they're addressing the dropper problem, which is something that a lot of the community have voiced their opinions over, and it's just something that many of course, been frustrated with. So if that's what they're going for, I think it is a very smart change. And it is something that I am excited to see once I get to experience it firsthand for myself. Of course, we have other changes as well, like Isle of Trial Season 2 has just come out. I can finally cook on Distortus because that is something I do want to use. I do want to see if a level 23 or level 24 Distortus Rex can actually make the cut on Gyro and the beach. I don't think it can. I think it's far too leveled for the beach. But for the Gyro, I think from what I've seen, a lot of people have been trying to use Distortus, right? So I guess, oof. See, here's the thing. I'm just going off on a tangent, but I want to bring back the meta deck reports, right? And for those of you who've watched the channel for a while, you'll know that, like every couple weeks, like when the meta would shift or when there was a new creature introduced, I would introduce the meta deck report, show you percentages on how, like, the play style of each creature, how much of the meta they've taken, win rates, that sort of thing. And I actually need to get myself a Jurassic World Alive, research crew, because I got one for a Paleo crew, but now I need to get a research crew for a JWA. And we used to do this cool thing, but that's before I switched to this kind of format where I'm a little bit more professional now. I have actual animations. So we're just trying to see how we can bring back the meta deck report. And I want you guys to let me know how we should bring it back, So, because I really do want to make this like a regular thing. I want to just have fun with this, because I think every update we can kind of do an MTR, and maybe throughout the update when new creatures come out we can do that, and we can maybe even show it off for like all rarities maybe. Potentially that might take a little bit extra time, but in terms of like just raw meta, I think that's my kind of speciality, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I mean, lots of things happening in both games. I mean, I'm proud of Lydia for actually doing something new with Jurassic World the game, right? And I'm actually happy that they're doing the same sort of thing now with JWA, right? They're addressing problems like the dropper situation. I don't know if this will fix matchmaking in the long run. I do, because that's kind of a tricky question, right? Because if you can't drop, the only way you can go is up. So I mean, yeah, to be fair, like, you won't necessarily be fighting, like, ET5 Beckel Jaras or Distortus Rexes now, like, around, like, 5,700, correct? So, if that's what's just happened, then I think that is an extremely good change and probably one of the best changes in a long time. But I guess now I kind of want to switch over from all those changes to new creatures coming out. So, I've touched up on the Rebirth Spino. I'm very excited for that. Spinosaurus, I don't really want to spoil too much on it because I'm, of course, making my own video as we speak. So it would kind of be pointless if I just told you guys flat out everything. But it does look very underrated. It looks like a sleeper pick. Obviously, it's not as strong as its counterpart, Beckel Jara. And for whatever reason, they gave Beckel Jara Afflicting Lockdown on Escape, but they didn't give Beckel Resinosaurus Afflicting Lockdown Escape, even though that would fit it much better than Jara, right? I mean, I'm just, like, to walk me through on this, Lydia. Like, what is the thought process here? Like, this creature actually needs it versus the dino that has, like, an 89 low-end average win rate, right? So, and it's already shot up in the meta. It's already got, like, a 55.4% from last time I checked. It's skyrocketing. It is, of all the things I can get interrupted by, I'm getting interrupted by a street race. Alright, this ain't Fast and Furious. I don't need Dominic Toretto, not in these streets anyway, racing his car at like borderline sub 75 miles per hour. But whatever, I forgot what I was talking about. Dinosaurs in Jurassic World Alive. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Beckel Resino seems like a very good sleeper pick. A lot of people have said it's shit. I understand that completely. But in the walkthrough that I'm sort of going to be giving out in the next couple of weeks, yes, I said weeks, after the 2.0 video comes out, I will be showing you some cool simulations on how to utilize Bekeljara whilst bringing up its obvious weak points. But I guess what I really do want to just talk about is how the meta has shifted just entirely, right? Because, I mean, there's just been huge talk about coin acquisition. All right, that's what I want to talk about. So, in Jurassic World Alive, they have now introduced higher level caps. And I think the max level is level 35, and you already have people on level 32 or level 33, which is just ludicrous to me. But the main issue I have with that is if they're increasing the level cap on your max level, they're 100% going to do that on your creature level, right? So, for example, to just put this in perspective, to get a unique from level 21 to 30, that would take 3,000 DNA. To get that from level 21 to 35, because if we're going to go off that 35 metric, it would take 7,000 DNA. And correct me if I'm wrong, but to take it to potentially level 30, we're looking at about close to 14,000 DNA, I think, if we're going to go off this like doubling stuff. Which is just nuts to think about, and it already takes about 2 million coins to take a creature from level 21 to 30. But now it's going to take you around about 4 million coins, 4 to 6 million coins to take them up to level 35. Don't even get me started on the enhancements, by the way. The enhancements are going to be crazy. We're going to see like 5,000 damage Mortem Rexes if that ever gets buffed. So, I think I might have spoiled it there, but yeah, we're going to see like, we're going to see Bekeljara with fucking 3,700 to 3,900 attack. Let that sink in. The creature that already has some of the highest damage output in the game, just off of raw numbers, is going to do double its hit. And it already has a 150 crit damage. Let that sink in. I hope this is only specific to some creatures, right? Like boss creatures, for example. And if you're going to do that, buff those. Not make it Bekeljara cracked, but at least make them good enough to use. Because I think you can have a very solid meta, but you don't need to make your already best creatures in the game even better. Like, you do realize that Bekeljara, Atremolestes, Spinotops, Distortus Rex, and what else was the other one? I think I just named them all out. But these already very oppressive creatures in the meta are going to be even stronger because they're going to have like a 20% stat increase on their on top already insane base stats. So either you counteract this by nerfing their overall stats, so well, actually not everybody's going to be able to have them. See, that's kind of another issue. Like, I should probably do a video on how we would balance the game. Would you guys be open to that? Because I think if I were to show you guys how I would balance the game, then it could open your third eye potentially to how easy it is. Because I've already proven how easy it is to buff a unique, right? But I mean, I've already yapped enough. I don't think you guys need to hear me repeat this more on. But I think it would be a very nice thing to do, very fun. But do let me know your thoughts, both games. What do you think? What changes do you think they should implement? And overall, how they're going about this. But I've had enough fun with this video. I think you guys have as well. Thank you all for watching. I've been your host, Tiger Plays, and I'll see you all in the next one.